Let's see. There we go. Live. Merry Christmas, everybody. Tucson, Arizona. I'm Randy. Oh, haven't done anything on here for a little while. Been kind of hectic. Figured what the heck. Set up a stream and just chilling doing, watching old movies and stuff right now anyway. So I was watching 1951's Scrooge. It's one of my favorite Christmas movies ever. Oh, man. It's been a crazy couple of months. It's been a crazy December. Like, it still doesn't even feel like Christmas. It's been so hectic. I've had so much work stuff going on. It's definitely been the most insane December in my career. So let's see how this is working out. Wrong one. Screen.
Should you ask me for more time to pay it back?
I can't take my wife to a debtor's prison.
That'll leave you behind. Why should she go to a debtor's prison anyway? She didn't borrow the £20, you did. Huh. What has your wife got to do with it? For that matter, what have I got to do with it? Good afternoon.
But Mr. Scrooge, it's Christmas.
Christmas has even less to do with it, my dear sir, than your wife has or I have. You'd still owe me £20 and you're not in a position to repay if it was the middle of a heat wave and August bank holiday. Good afternoon.
Alistair Sim, killing it. They took some liberties in this movie with the book, but it's still so good. And he kills it. He's the best Scrooge, in my humble opinion. Been sitting down the last couple of days just watching movies, watching all my favorite Christmas movies.
Well, have I the pleasure of addressing Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
How's the sound out there?
In fact, he died 7 years ago.
Where's my...
Well, we have no doubt that his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner. At this festive season of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is more than usually desirable that we should make some slight provision for the poor and destitute.
Technical problems.
Are there no prisons?
There we go.
Plenty of prisons.
Merry Christmas.
Are they still in operation?
None of my
They are. I wish I could say
9 minutes away.
The treadmill and the poor law, they're still in full vigor, I presume?
Both very busy, sir.
Oh, from what you said at first, I was afraid that something had happened to stop them in their useful course.
Sweet. Took me a while to figure out how to make all this stuff work.
You quite understand us, sir. A few of us are endeavoring to
You can hear the movie?
to buy the poor some meat and drink and means of warmth.
Why?
Because it is at Christmas time that want is most keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What can I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to be anonymous?
I wish to be left alone. Since you ask me what I wish, sir, that is my answer. I help to support the establishments I have mentioned. Those who are badly off must go there.
Many can't go there, and some would rather die.
If they would rather die, they'd better do it and decrease the surplus population. Besides, it's not my business.
Isn't it, sir?
No. It is enough for a man to understand his own business without interfering with other people's. Mine occupies me constantly. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Plays such a good bad guy.
Who's that?
Your nephew, Uncle.
It's you, is it? Well, what do you want?
Neither to borrow money or beg a mortgage, Uncle. Only to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Keep Christmas in your own way and leave me to keep it in mine.
Peyton's losing his mind right now.
Then let me leave it alone then.
Can you hear
What's good
Peyton?
may do you to keep it? Much good it has ever done you.
It certainly done me no harm.
No, your wayward nature has done that. And your marriage?
My marriage was the making of me.
The ruin of you, you mean?
Why don't you come and see for yourself if you won't take my word for it? Come and dine with us tomorrow.
No, thank you.
But why? Why?
Why did you marry against my wishes?
Because I fell in love.
You fell in love with a woman as penniless as yourself. Oh, good evening.
We've never had any quarrel that I've ever been party to. I asked nothing of you. I came here in the spirit of right goodwill, and I won't let you dampen it. So a Merry Christmas to you anyway, Uncle.
Good evening.
And a Happy New Year.
Good evening.
Humbug.
Humbug!
Here's what's happening on Fox Sports this weekend. Sponsored locally
Stupid.
by AAA. Sunday, it's an
All right, bud. I love you too, bud. All I can hear is this crap. No sound. Oh, man. I have this on DVD, but I did not feel like loading it up and trying to figure out how to get all that to work. It's easier to just stream something and do video and video. Not really sure how to do that with the computer yet because I'm kind of an idiot. Just waiting on this ad to be over. Let's see. Move my chat over there. Ah, we're back. Let's see.
We're in high hopes. He's
There
getting
we go.
better, sir. Good. A
There
Merry
we
Christmas
go.
to you. Thank you, sir, and a Merry Christmas to you, sir, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Ooh, Cratchit. Tiny Tim. So good. This is definitely my favorite version of the story. But The Man Who Invented Christmas, that's like a really close second. The story about how A Christmas Carol even came to be, so well done. Like, the casting's perfect, the concept is fantastic, the way that they put everything together and made it seem like just such a frenzied idea to come to be. It's pretty rad. Let's see, 11:57. Just a few more minutes. And this version this version holds up. But I love classics. I'll watch black and white movies all day long.
Wait till it for the season. His eyes will pop right out of his head and he'll forget all about horrid old Mr. Scrooge.
The audio is not terrible for a 1951 film either.
If Father was here, he'd carry you home on his shoulder.
Yes, I love having a ride on his shoulder.
Yes, but old Mr. Scrooge will keep him working in that cold little room.
2 minutes.
He possibly can.
2
Just
minutes
to
till
see all
Christmas.
Christmas Eve held over.
Alistair Sim, man. Genius. Gotta love the public domain.
You want the whole day off tomorrow, I suppose.
If quite convenient,
It's
sir.
not convenient. And it's not fair. If I stop you half a crown for it, you'd think yourself ill-used, wouldn't you?
Whole
But you
reason.
don't think me ill-used if I
Pick a
pay a
man's
day's wages
pocket
for no
every
work, do you?
December
It
25th.
is only once a year, sir.
That's a poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December.
I'm sure I'm very sorry, sir, to cause you such an inconvenience. It's the family more than me, sir. They put their
What's
hearts on
wild is
Christmas, as
real
well, sir.
people
And
said
put their
these
hands into my
things,
pockets, as it were, sir. I suppose
and
you
that's
better
how
go
they
away.
wound up in the
Be back
book.
all the earlier next morning.
I will indeed, sir. Thank
Charles
you, sir.
Dickens
It's more than
heard
generous
real
of you, sir.
humans
Yes, I know it
say
is. You don't
something
have
as
to tell me.
wild as that. It's a poor
Merry
reason to
Christmas,
pick a
sir.
man's pocket every 25th of December.
Merry Christmas, sir. You, a clerk, and 15 shillings a week with a wife and a family, talking about a Merry Christmas.
Decrease this. Why don't you do it already and
retired to
decrease the
business.
surplus population? Wild things to say about people. 11:59. Here we go. 20 seconds. Ten. I feel like I'm counting down the new year. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Waiter,
Merry Christmas.
more bread.
Halfpenny extra, sir.
There's more of gravy than of grave with you. And these effects for 1951. God, these effects are amazing. The mirror, or the what's it, something's ghost, something's phantom. It's a mirror and lighting trick. Let's see. Yeah, ghost mirror. Pepper's Ghost. I knew there was a name of it. Pepper's Ghost. But 1951, I mean, that's still... Pepper's Ghost still, like, baffles me. It's still awesome. Scroogey boy. Old man Marley. Jacob. Always a good friend to me. That'd be so unsettling. Like when I'm by myself at home at night, I hear anything and I'm like on edge. Imagine hearing all this.
All right, who were you then?
Jacob Marley.
In life, I was your partner. Jacob Marley.
Oh. What do you want with me? In that case, can you sit down?
I can.
Well, do it then.
It's so awesome.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
Because a little thing affects them. A slight disorder of the stomach makes them cheat.
It's more of gravy than of grave.
You might be an undigested bit of beef. A piece of cheese. A fragment of underdone potato. There's more of gravy than of grave in you. Whatever you are.
Ah, so well written.
You see that toothpick?
I do.
A bit of undercooked potato. Dude's convinced.
You're not looking at it.
But I
Trying to
see
convince
it,
himself it's
not
anything but
understand.
what he's seeing.
Oh. Well,
With the
then,
Pepper's Ghost
I've just
effect
got to swallow
is
this.
just still
I'd be tortured for the rest of my life by a
1951 and it
legion of
still holds up.
hobgoblins. All of my own creation. It's all humbug, I tell you. Mercy to me.
Man of the worldly mind, do you believe in me or not?
I do. I must. But why do you walk the earth? And why do you come to me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. If it goes not forth in life, it is condemned to do so after death. It is doomed to wander through the world. And witness what it cannot share, but might have shared on earth, and turn to happiness.
Why are you fettered?
I wear the chain I forged in life. I made it link by link and yard by yard.
So
I girded it
powerful.
on of my own free will and of my own free will. I wore it.
You have my sympathy.
Ah, you do not know the weight and length of strong chain you bear yourself. It was full as heavy and as long as this 7 Christmas Eves ago, and you have labored on it since. It is a ponderous chain. Mark me! In life, my spirit never rode beyond the limits of our money-changing hole. Now
Mankind
I am doomed to
should have
wander
been my
without
business.
rest or peace. Incessant torture and remorse.
But it was only that you were a good man of business, Jacob.
Business! Mankind was
Is
my
my
business.
business.
Their common welfare was my business. And it is at this time of the rolling year I suffer most. Hear me, my time is nearly gone. I come tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of escaping my fate. A chance and hope of my procuring Ebenezer.
Thank you, Jacob. You were always a good friend of mine.
You will be visited by 3 spirits.
What? Was that the chance of hope that you mentioned, Jacob?
It was.
Oh, well, in that case, never mind. I think I'd rather not.
Without their visits, you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the first when the bell tolls 1. Look to see me no more. But look here, that you may remember for your own sake what has passed.
And here's more
between us.
Pepper's Ghost effect. That's so well done.
Why do they lament?
They seek to interfere for good in human matters and have lost their power forever.
I think we need to bring back bed curtains. That'd be so rad.
Philadelphia heads toward
So many. I need another screen. I've got 2 giant screens. I still need a third. What's amazing is how much all of this holds up. Like, written in 1843, and everything in that story, and it's not a very long book, but everything in the book holds up and is relatable today. So, you know, life goes on, and not much about life has changed, but the chains, man, like this, the story always strikes me like just hard in the feels. And I love pretty much every version of A Christmas Carol. It's amazing. But the chains, like I relate to that. Like that hits so close to home. Like every misdeed you do, you're forging a new link. Now, outside of the story, like that, there's no proof or evidence of doing that. But, you know, I am a Christian man, so I do believe that all of my good deeds and bad deeds are recorded, and I'm going to have to, you know, pay that account when it comes due. But I think constantly about, and I've talked about it several times in tons of different videos, especially like when Nick's here and we start talking about old stories and talking about the wild youth that I was. Like that, coming up with that, and again, I know I mentioned it already, if anyone makes it through watching this, The Man Who Invented Christmas is such a well done story, but they really dive into how Charles came up with each individual characteristic of each individual character. And it was his attorney that had his strongbox chained up. And that struck a chord as odd to Charles. And that's where he got the idea of having the strong boxes chained to Marley and having to drag all that weight for eternity with all of the misdeeds he did and all the times that he didn't worry about mankind's welfare and that he put money ahead of people. And, you know, when I was young, I certainly put money ahead of people. You know, I put furthering my wants or whatever first at the detriment to people. And I've done a lot to like repay for some of my misdeeds. Now, who knows if that ledger is balanced or not? I have no idea. But I've spent a long time correcting myself and becoming a better person and growing and learning and taking huge strides in corrective action. Mostly like just as a person. You know, the actions are easy to control. Don't do the thing you know is wrong. Very simple. But the mindset of actively putting someone else before yourself, that's a little more difficult. We are naturally selfish people. I'm surrounded by selfish people every day. I have selfish motives from time to time. Everyone does, but I think the selfishness, I think it's a circumstantial type thing. Like, depending on the circumstance, sometimes you need to be selfish, but I think most people are selfish all of the time, even when they don't see it, especially when they don't see it. Like, I've been going through some things in my own life for a while now, pretty much all year, with selfish motives driving it. Not on my part. I've actually done the very utmost to take the high road in the entire situation every chance I get. But selfishness isn't just the mine mentality. Like, selfishness is tied to pride. It's tied to arrogance. It's tied to thinking you're always right. Or it's tied to thinking you're right no matter what. Like, even if it's someone who's willing to see the other side of something from time to time, if you're never willing to see the side of somebody, what someone else has to say or what they're going through or a circumstance, if you're unwilling to put yourself in their shoes and you're willing and you're hell-bent on, nope, this is the way and this is the only way, how I feel about it's the only thing that matters, what I think, what I perceived, what I remember, what I heard, what I saw, whatever. It's all me, me, me. That's all selfish bullshit. And that type of mentality is what leads to these chains. Now, I think, it is just my opinions, people wear these chains in life as well. That regret and that frustration and that anguish and that agitation, that's all chains weighing you down. Like, you gotta let shit go. And the older I get, like, I used to be the most short-fused lunatic you could ever, one of them. I mean, I'm sure there's people out there like way more intense than me, but a very short-fused individual about everything, to my detriment often, like pretty much consistently to my detriment. Like, wanting to be Billy Badass put me in like the worst predicaments all the time. And that was all just sheer arrogance. And that was chains I was dragging around. I've talked about this maybe once on here. I know I've talked to a few people like in my family, like with my sons, trying to teach them how to behave. And then conversations with friends of mine that are starting a Christian lifestyle, you know, or trying to figure things out for themselves. And if it's where they want to go in life. I'm not always like the best Christian. I'm not on here to push it, so please don't tune out. I'm not trying to, you know, proselytize too hard. And that's probably my biggest problem as a Christian, is I don't, like, hey man, it's a decision you have to make. It's a decision I made a long time ago, and it's decisions every day that I make to try to stay on that right path. But that's for me to decide. You can decide whatever you want. I would love more people to walk that road less traveled, but ultimately it's your decision, and that's everywhere in God's word. And I'm not denominational. I'm not any, I don't go to a special church or anything like that. Don't read a special Bible. So all those chains you carry. So back to what I started saying, talking to my boys, I touch on hatred, and I've hated one person in my life. One. Now, it came down to betrayal. This guy was like a brother to me. Like, I would have gladly taken a bullet for him. And he got hooked on drugs. I didn't. I mean, I partied and I dabbled and I sold and I did all the things. I was around it. I just never got hooked on it. He did. Those demons took him over, and he broke into my car and stole everything that wasn't screwed down, and including my Bible, which the irony there to me has always been there. But that betrayal of losing a brother to the grips of drugs and having him rip me off as if I was just some geek off the street, like that stung. And I carried that like deep resentment and hatred for years. Like, I'd see him and my blood would just boil. And I mean, I could have destroyed him physically. So it was always like, I always had to find an out, because I didn't feel like, you know, the burning desire in me was to lay hands on him, but I had to rise above that. And then one day I let it go, and now I just feel deep sadness and regret for what could have been. I mean, he's still alive, and I see him from time to time, and I've talked to him a couple of times over the years, but like I mean, that thing's broken. Like, that relationship can never be mended. But for my part, I've let it go. And now I bring it up because it's one of those, it was a weight that weighed me down for years. And now I look back on all the years wasted having that kind of energy towards somebody. It's like it's still attached to me a little bit. Like, the regret of ever feeling that much, like, just deep-seated unwill, like, and bad will towards somebody. I regret ever feeling that way towards somebody, especially someone that I loved, like someone that was truly a brother to me. So, like, there's ways to carry chains in this life that people don't really look at. You know, they walk around upset, and I've been in a funk lately. that's not, I mean, that's part of why my last couple of videos were like, hey, reach out to your people. Like I'm not that kind of person, so you gotta worry about me. But like understanding that if I'm in a funk, and I'm generally a pretty happy dude, and I kind of try to let shit go because I've had those like deep-seated, just aggressive issues most of my life. I have to let things go. Otherwise, I know how I can fester, and I know that that's not good for any aspect of my life. It's not good for any of the people around me. So I just let things go the best I can. And when they come up, I deal with it in the moment, and then I try to just let it go again. And I watch people walk through life just holding that shit, just holding all that baggage. For what? Like the issues I was talking about in my year are still here. They haven't gone away. They haven't changed. They've stayed. The status quo is maintained. So I've got damaged relationships in my life that, like, I just have to kind of go, okay. Like every time someone does something to kind of stoke the fire a little bit, I just have to turn my back on the fire and go, whatever. Like it is what it is. Like I'm not interfering with it. I'm not going to do anything about it, because if I do interfere with it, it's going to be a chain on me, and it's being a chain on me now. But it's a chain that I have to bear because I can't resolve any of these issues. Like they're unresolvable because of the amount of me involved in the situation on the other party's end. Like it's all, well, no, this, and I was wronged, and it was okay, whatever, man. Like, grow up or stay where you are. And that's what it's all about, is growth. And that's what I love about this story so much, is Scrooge's growth. To go from just this detestable dude that is detestable, but he's not doing anything wrong. Like, he's hurting people, but he's not going out of his way to hurt people. He's just not worried about what happens to other people. And that was an interesting point in, I know I'm going to keep referencing because it's the story of how this was made. There's so many awesome little tidbits in there. But at one point, he's discussing Scrooge and how evil he is. And his buddy goes, how is he evil? He's like, well, he's a miser. He's a curmudgeon. He's greedy. And he's like, yeah, okay. Like, but what is he doing? Is he killing anybody? Is he robbing anybody? Like, no, he's lending money and he's getting it back. He doesn't care about your emotions or your circumstances or whatever, and that's not right, but it's not evil. He's out for himself. So it's a really interesting look into like human psychology. And if you're a healthy mindset, you can look at that and go, hey man, like he's not evil, he's broken, and he's clearly fixable. And the whole point of the story is we all carry this shit to some degree. At some point in our lives, we're going to have this stress and this anguish that we carry. And it's a matter of recognizing it, which is he's being confronted. Like he's having to face it. That's why he's taken to Christmas Present. He's taken to Christmas Past to show before he went off the rails. And then he's shown Christmas Present to show, hey man, like, this is what people are saying. Like, this is how you're viewed. Is this how you want to continue to be viewed? Because you're so in your own little world, you don't realize the world going on around you looks at you this way. You need to change this. And then you show the future, or this is what you're going to be. You know, and it's the beautiful story about, what's that? Damn it. What's that award? TNT. It's the dude who made TNT. Made award. Damn it. Is it the Pulitzer? What's the one where like the scientist one? It's not the Pulitzer. That's the writing one. What's the Nobel? Yeah, it's the Nobel Peace Prize, right? It's midnight. I'm tired. Forgive me. Prize established by Swedish for Nobel to honor achievements. Greatest achievement. Yeah. So Alfred Nobel invented dynamite. So he's the guy who invented dynamite, which is an amazing tool that's still used today. And he was the first famous person to have a story written about him where people thought he was dead. It happens to celebrities all the time now. They're like, "Oh man, did you hear so and so died?" And then he read what was written about him, and he's like, I don't want to be remembered for this. So he created the Nobel Peace Prize to shift how people would remember him. And that's what Scrooge has to go through. He's like, well, I'm going to be remembered like this. I don't want to be remembered like that. I don't want to live my life, through eternity carrying all of this. So it's a beautiful story that resonates, and there's a reason this book has never been out of print. And there's a reason it's one of the most well-known stories in human history, because it's so relatable. To some degree, we can all relate to Scrooge, and we can all feel some of what he's feeling and look back in our lives. And I mean, there's probably going to be some people out there who can't relate to any of this and just love the story. But I think most of us, it came up like hard scrabble, came up poor, came up hard, or some of us are just thick-skulled and took a lot of lumps before we learned our lesson and corrected ourselves. And some people still aren't there yet. But knowing that your actions carry through the rest of time, and it's a short life, and what do you want to leave behind as your legacy? Because that's a big part of this. Scrooge, carried Christmas in his heart, and he lived up to his promises and plus more. He went beyond his promises. And that's the human growth that anyone could have. And I know I kind of went off on a ramble, but that's why this story is so important. That's why it's so beloved. That's why there's so many versions of it. And so many other Christmas movies kind of borrow from the story because it's so relatable, and because there's an interesting dynamic happening at every step of the way. There's no fat in this story. There's nothing you can trim out and make it better. There just isn't. It's a perfect story, and it's one we can all see, and it's something we should all live up to. That growth of not being a miser when you're being a miser, and be a better human. So anyways, I freaking love this story. I love this movie. This is definitely my favorite version of it. I'm streaming this on Tubi. If you're trying to find it on DVD, I think I finally found it on Amazon a while back. This one's kind of harder to find. I grew up with it on VHS. I've watched this every year my entire life. And I'll probably want to finishing this as I go to sleep, because it's already 12:30 and I still have to get up in the morning and do all the Christmas things. But I wanted to jump on here and do something. I've been, like I said, work's been so freaking hectic. I haven't had a chance to do much of anything. Yeah. So I just kind of felt like, I've got my studio just sitting here collecting dust. But yeah, I hope everyone has a Merry Christmas. If any of you watch this through, like I said, Tubi's got the rest of it if you want to keep watching it. I know we only made it 20 minutes into the movie on my stream. But yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. I hope everyone has a safe and wonderful Christmas, and I hope that you get all those amazing gifts that you asked for. I might hop back on here tomorrow, go live. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Who knows? Anyways, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate everyone who watches any of my videos. I thank you for all the likes and subscribes. I'll definitely do something for New Year's to talk about the year, but I've gained 130 subs this year, something like that. 140. I've gained 130 in 4 months, which is amazing. Now I know that's because I shifted to RC stuff and people like that, but the road to 1,000, so I can start getting monetized and see some rapid growth. I'd love to see that. Anyways, Thanks for hanging out. I'm Randy. Merry Christmas. Tucson, Arizona. Peace.